there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. Hello and good evening wherever you are, or good morning, good night, good tomorrow. The book says that from the rising of the sun until the going down of the same, the name of the Lord shall be glorified. So whilst the sun is setting here, I know it's rising somewhere in another hemisphere. Thank you for joining me tonight on Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope. Listen, every day above the ground is a good day. So long as there's breath in your nostrils and a heartbeat in your chest, there is hope for you. Listen, I'm so excited that you have joined me today. We are starting a brand new series, and trust me, I just cannot wait to get into it. I've looked at it, I've meditated on it, I've prayed about it. Listen, if you miss any of these series, you've kicked an iron ball. I beg you in the name of everything that is holy, don't miss it. And know something? Begin to share. Just pick up your device, please, and let us share. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to lay the foundation. The one thing. Maybe I should say one big thing. One thing, not two things, not three things, not 1,000 things. One thing. I'm sure you are itching to know what that one thing is. You will find out this week, next week. And so please share. Do me this favor. I know some of you have never obeyed me on this one, but if it is worth learning, it is worth sharing. Somebody will thank you, trust me, for this series. Share. We are live on Facebook, Ambassador of Hope on Facebook, on YouTube, Frank Ofosu-Appiah Official. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on YouTube. Please do that. Follow our page on YouTube. Just click on the subscription and the notification. Enoch Shepherd, welcome. We are ready to learn. I know you will learn. It's going to be awesome. So please, whatever you do, please, let's go on. Daughter B, Beatrice, how are you doing? Good evening to you. Nana, fear not. Good evening. Collins, obeying all the way from the Republic of Kaswa, somewhere in the sea. Greetings to you. Reverend Ekuma and Eddie, my man, God bless you. Mark Pesima says it's time to learn. I can assure you, bet it is time to learn. My honorable Nananimo, one and only Nanimo, good evening. Good to see you. I hope Nana is doing well. Joyce Stanford Folemo, good evening. Joyce says share. Please share. When you obey Joyce, you are blessed. Let's do that. Reverend Jehu, God bless you. President, my miracle woman, good evening to you. My honorable Adoma J. Champion today did a good day to be alive. Now, Fale, Cleo, God bless. All the way from Wisconsin, that can have 2 or 3 seasons in one day. Abba, good evening to you. Governor J, good evening to you too. I'm very, very excited about tonight. Listen, Adam is tagging a whole lot of people. Can you tag? Let's just take 1 minute, 2 minutes to do this. Let's get people. Mami Nyamiche, God bless you. Ella, God bless. God bless. Let's see. I just want to check my YouTube crowd. We are all over the place. We are making waves. We are learning. We are getting better. Listen, when you get better, things around you will get better. So let's do that. Please share. Share to as many people as possible. I've told you this is not another church service. This is not in competition with any church. I just came with bricks to add to what your pastors, your bishops, your prophets, your apostles, your teachers are already teaching you. I just came to, not to compete, but to complement. Because a complete person does not compete. I just came to help, just to help you to live your life from week to week with common sense and to win in life. So please do that. Ethel Richard says share. Adam, Kerry House, Ghana, God bless. Daniel Soldier, good to have you here. Josie, hi, how are you? I trust that you are doing very well. Miss you very much. Raymond, God bless you. Suzanne, how are you, man? Oh, my crowd, we are here. Cassie, good evening to you. Wow. Yes, Raymond, you got it. I said that anybody who is complete does not compete. Yes. So that's the way to go. Let's go. Yes, God bless you so much. Gloria said tonight, we thank you. Susanna Ellen. Mommy, how are you doing? Well, Adelaide says she made it. You are always going to be in trouble. Let's go. Listen, we are starting a brand new series. I know the last 2 episodes, it was time for questions, a time for learning, but I felt that there are some things that I needed to take you into. Episode number 95 starts our brand new series, The One Thing. The One Thing. It is one of the trusted catalysts in the formula for success in your life. That is what we are going to deal with. Very important. Now, I want you to know this. Please listen, because we talk a lot about success. We throw the word all over the place. And I agree, success is relative. To the blind, success is when they receive sight. To the lonely, success may be when they have a relationship. To the financially broke, their success may be when they have some money. But God wants you to have all-round success in every area. But I want you to see this. Success, I'm going to put it out there for you. Success is never a byproduct of chance. Nobody succeeded by accident. You don't stumble into success in any venture. In fact, success has no factory settings. No. It comes through several factors. There are several factors that get together to let you become successful in any endeavor. Whether it's life, in business, in ministry, in marriage, in career, in education, whatever it is, there are factors that come together to bring you success. Coming from where I come from, normally people think, prayer is everything. Prayer is not everything. Prayer is a catalyst. Prayer helps you. It's a connection. But you can pray, and after you pray and pray and pray and do nothing, you become a stationary prayer warrior. You become like a ceiling fan. You are doing something, but you are going nowhere. So it's very important that you get some of the things that help, some factors that help in success. Number one is wisdom. You need wisdom. It's very important, because in all you're getting, if you don't get wisdom, you will never be able to be successful in the things you do. A lot of issues, a lot of problems and challenges that we have in our lives are wisdom challenges. If you don't apply wisdom, you're going to be in trouble. Other times, it's association. I'll be talking about some of these things. The people you associate with. Listen, be very, very particular about the people that you keep in your circle. Be very particular about the people that you enlist around your chair of fellowship. Listen, if you lie down with dogs, you are going to catch fleas. If you fellowship with turkeys, you will never be able to fly with eagles. I will say it until my dying day. Association matters. Association matters. A wise person said that he who walks with the wise shall be blessed. He who walks with the wise, you will be promoted, you'll be successful. But a companion of fools will suffer. So sometimes the devil doesn't have to attack you for you to suffer. Just the companionship with the wrong people. Very important. Another factor is effort. I know we talk about favor, we talk about grace and that kind of thing. But favor and grace, they are activated when you put in effort. Grace is not an enemy of effort. You should do something. You should work. You should put yourself to work. Then there's the discipline. I think I've talked about that a few weeks ago. You need to discipline yourself. Very, very important. You can't just sit down and expect good luck to come to you for you to win. The wise man said in the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, the 3rd and the 4th verses, very important. Look at it. It says that through wisdom, a house is built. So for those of you who think that, listen, and please don't get me wrong, I am a prayer warrior. I pray like a machine. But prayer has its place. But it never said that by prayer anything is built. It said by wisdom a house is built. And by understanding it is established. You see that? And it goes on to say, please let's go. And by knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. So you see that? Wisdom up here. Understanding up here. Knowledge up here. Please don't waste your brains. Don't waste your brains. Let's see what the passion says. If you have the passion, it says that wise people are builders. So the opposite is true. Foolish people tear down. If you tear down people's character, if you tear down people's efforts, if you tear down people's work, if you tear down people's reputation, you are not wise. You are not wise at all. It says that wise people are builders. They build families, they build businesses, they build communities. And through intelligence and insight, their enterprise are established and endure. All up here. Do you see that? Let me quote it to you in the Living Bible. It says that any enterprise is built by wise planning, becomes strong through common sense, CS, common sense, and profits wonderfully by keeping abreast of the facts. Very important. So it's very important that you get some wisdom. Your associations matter. You must put in effort, sweat, and you must be disciplined to something. Success also comes from observation and acting on what you have observed from successful people. Let me tell you, people of God, it's very important. The carpenter from Galilee, he said something that we often use to encourage people that are broken. When Matthew was writing, he quoted his master. In Matthew chapter 11, verse number 28, he says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you'll find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." There's so much in this. You see, in their days, they didn't use like these mechanized tractors and things to farm. They used oxen to plow their fields. And what happens is that normally, if they want to train a younger ox to gain experience in plowing, so that they will plow straight with minimum supervision, they will yoke them. A yoke is a wooden thing that they hook on the neck of two cows, two oxen. And so they take an experienced one, and then they take a novice, and they yoke them together, and then they push them to plow. And as they plow, because the yoke is there, the novice cannot stray left or right. It is bound to observe the experienced one and learn how to plow until they become masters in their own right. And the master is saying, the carpenter is saying that, listen, yoke yourself to me and observe how I do my things. See how I do my things. In fact, he took some 12 apprentices and he trained them through observation and their association and action. He would teach them something. He would demonstrate. He said, you watch me how I do this, how I deal with demon-possessed people, how I deal with this. And then he would send them. He said, go do the same thing. They come back rejoicing. They say, hey, you haven't got it yet. Keep doing it. You know, it's very important how some men with such dubious distinctions, failed fishermen, tax collectors, terrorists, zealotes, all these people, he put them together, and by them working with him for only 3.5 years, something happened to them. In Acts chapter 4 and verse number 13, something very powerful is said about them. That when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were uneducated and untrained men, they hadn't been to any of the rabbinical schools. They hadn't sat at the feet of some of the fancy teachers of the law. They walked with Jesus. But look at what happened. They realized that they had been with Jesus. Which means there was something about the leader that fell upon the apprentices that changed them. The Living Bible says that when the council saw the boldness of Peter and John, obviously uneducated, non-professional men, they were amazed and realized what being with Jesus had done for them. Question: the person that you have been observing, the person that you have been moving with, the person that you are yoked with, what have they done to you? It's very important. Think about it. Some of you are suffering unnecessarily because of your associations. And in this introductory episode, we are going to listen to one of the most accomplished and successful leaders in his own right. This man has achieved so much. He had accomplished so much. He is one man. He did missions more than any person in his time. He preached to people. He planted churches. In fact, the only human being on record who went to heaven, had things inexpressible that he was not permitted to talk about. You know it. I'm talking about the Apostle Paul. A man who carried intensity of revelation in his spirit and communicated it eloquently with his pen. In fact, the guy was so deep that even Simon Peter, the hand-picked chief apprentice of the carpenter, wrote and said that the things that our brother Paul says are too deep for me to understand. That is the man I'm talking about. And he wrote something that really startled me. And that is going to be our lead scripture for all the episodes that we are going to deal with on this one thing. Writing to his crowd in Philippi, in Philippians chapter 3, verse 12 to 16. I want you to note it carefully. It's from the New Living Translation. Paul, after all his accomplishments, he says that, I don't mean to say I've already achieved these things, or that I've already reached perfection, but I press on. Can you just take a minute and say to yourself wherever you are, that is, if you're not disturbing anybody, say, I will press on. Pressing on. There has to be an effort. I press on. I refuse. I'll come there. I press on to possess that perfection for which Christ Jesus has first possessed me. Think about that. It says, no, dear brothers, I've not achieved it. Paul, you've not achieved it? No. If a lesser person had gone halfway to heaven, they would have started a movement on heaven. But this man, after everything, says, I've not achieved anything. But what do? I focus on this one thing. I focus on this one thing. I forget the past and I look forward to what is ahead. What lies ahead? What lies ahead? I press to reach the end of the race and receive the heavenly prize for which God through Jesus Christ is calling us. Think about this. The great man is saying this, that all I have attained is not all there is to be attained. I haven't achieved. After all that he had done, he said, I haven't attained anything yet. The man is telling us something, my friend. He's telling you and I that, listen, life is a journey. It has a starting point and it has an end point. Success is found in what you do in the middle. You were born one day, you will die one day. But in between your date of birth and your date of death, that is where life happens. Listen, success is measurable progress in reasonable time. You make progress, you push towards something. Let me tell you something. If you run as fast as possible and you get to the end of your race and you have run against the train, the train of line, you have lost it. It doesn't matter how fast you drive. People can be clapping for you. If you are driving in the wrong way, you are wrong. What is the point in rushing to get to the top of the ladder only to discover that it is leaning against a wrong wall? That is not what success is, my friend. Speed is not the name of the game. Proper consistency is the name of the game. Life is not about who got there first. Life is about who finished and finished well. That is what you've got to understand. So all the jumpings and things, listen, I want to create a movement of people who don't just jump at anything, because if you jump up, you come up, or you come down. But when you grow up, you stay up. I like that. If you jump up, you come down. But if you grow up, you will stay up. It's very important that you know. Paul is saying that, listen, all that I have achieved is nothing compared to the call that is ahead of me. In fact, he went through a lot of brutalities, betrayals, beatings, hunger, fasting, losses, all kinds of things. And yet the man kept moving on. When he stood before King Agrippa in Acts 26 and 19, he said, "Oh, King Agrippa, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision." What a man! What a man! "Oh, King Agrippa, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision." He showed me something. He showed me a call. He's taking me somewhere. I've gone through a lot of things, but I stick with the vision that he has shown me to preach the gospel to the uttermost parts of the world. What is it that moves you? What does it take to stop you, my friend? What is it that has caused you to sit back? Listen, don't stop moving. The day you stop growing, that is the day you start dying. That is why your feet point forward. Move. It's telling you move. When wheels stop spinning, they fall off. Paul didn't want to settle. Some of you have settled. You are 12 years, 20 years, 30 years. And because of the things that you've been through, you want to settle? One day, when we appear before God in heaven, and you begin to give all your excuses, could it be possible that God will call Paul the apostle, or he'll call Jephthah, or he'll call some of these people that suffered terribly, put them on one side of the scale and put you at the other side of the scale and ask you that if these people have gone through everything that they've gone through without a Bible like you have, the different translations, and yet they stood in the beatings and in everything that they went through, and you quit because of one person who doesn't like you, what is your excuse? A couple of years ago, I stood in the great Colosseum in Rome, looking at where they sent the early Christians. They sent them to die. They used them as sport. They killed them. They beheaded them just for fun, just for sport. Thousands of people filled the Colosseum just to see people suffer for their faith in Christ Jesus. They will not renounce and they will not recount. They will not recant, I beg your pardon. They died. Some were hidden in catacombs. They brought them. And sometimes Nero will set them on fire just to light up his palace. Yet these people would not give up. What is it about us today that we give up so much? Paul said, "I refuse to settle. I refuse to rest on my oars. I refuse to be distracted." So he says that there is one thing that I do. And like we read in the New Living Translation, he says, "I focus on one thing." Paul understood that in life, if you are going to succeed, you must focus on something. An intensity of purpose. Focus is not only what you gaze at, but focus is also what you ignore. Focus is not always what you gaze at, but focus is also what you ignore, what you refuse to be distracted from. You must focus on something, my friend. If you chase two rabbits at the same time, you catch none of them. If you chase two rabbits at the same time, you're not going to catch any. And today, I want to, as I build this foundation, I want to show you one of the greatest keys that oils your focus. One of the greatest keys that will make you so focused that you will not be distracted until you get to where you want to go to. And that is in one word, it is called routine. 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 This ingredient called routine, sometimes people criticize it, people treat it as obsolete, archaic. Oh, he has a routine. You are one way because we love variety. In fact, they tell us that variety is the spice of life. And so today's generation, very few people have disciplined routine. We worship new things. We are fascinated with what is trending. We are fascinated with what is gone viral. And 2 days is all over. But my friend, I want you to be somebody who is different. I want you to be somebody who doesn't just flow with the crowd, because any dead fish can flow downstream. Success comes with a price. Being the best comes with a price. Being great, being good does not come with bargain. It doesn't go on sale. It takes this, and that is who I want you to be. I want you to be different. I want you to stand out. And if you study after successful people, one of the things you notice about them is that they have routine. It is a strategic key to learning. It's a strategic key to achievement. Listen, my friend, it is not what you do once that brings you success. Life is not a lottery ticket. Life is not a jackpot that you hit once and you have won. No. Success comes from zeroing in on one thing. You stick to it. You develop it. You do it. Routine. Let me offload some definitions of routine for you. Listen, number one, routine comes from the root word route. Route. That is a course, a prescribed course. You go on a route. It takes you from one point to the other. A prescribed course. That is a route. In America, they say route, but route. Number two, it is actions that you regularly follow. Actions that you regularly follow. Boxers will tell you that they follow a routine, discipline they go through. It is a fixed regiment. You are in it. You refuse to be distracted. You refuse to be moved. It's a habitual procedure. It becomes your habit. You do it so much, it becomes second nature. Hear me, my friend. Routine has power. Routine has power. Think about this. What if airplanes didn't operate on a routine or schedule? What is going to happen? What if trains had no routine or schedule? What was going to happen? Or schools, or churches, or businesses? So it can show up anytime like and go. No, there has to be a routine. Even in raising of children, we teach our children routine. Even though they don't like it, go to bed, they will not sleep. Go to bed, they will not sleep. But we try. We let them build a routine. Meal times, waking up times, this times is very important. There's an old movie. It's called The Karate Kid. I think they did about 3 of them. But the first one, Karate Kid. This kid had been bullied at school. And he really wanted to fight back. And so he fell into the hands of a master, a karate master, a teacher. And this boy, you look at the boy, and he was so impatient. He wanted to learn very quickly. Teach me karate, do this, blah, 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 blah. And I love the teacher. I really do. I take after him. Mr. Miyagi, he was so cool. He was so laid back. He was not in a hurry. He knew what he would do with the guy. But the guy was in a hurry, I think he was in a hurry to really get beaten. But the man was very, very, very calm with him. He said, you do this tomorrow, come, I'll show you this. Then he would give him a chore to do. And the boy was, I could see the boy, steam coming out of the boy's ears. One day the guy came, and Mr. Miyagi handed him a bucket, handed him a rag, and he said, go and clean the car. He said, what? Is that karate? The man said, do it. And this is how I want to do it. Just wax it, just wax it. And he was teaching him, wax on, wax off. Wax on. He was teaching him. You see the sign? Wax on. And the guy just could not. And he said, hey, my friend, do it. Wax on. He did it. The movie showed a scene that the guy was so tired he fell asleep. He woke him up. Wax on, wax off. What was it? The master was teaching the student the power of repeated motion. Routine. Mind rhythm. Muscle memory. Very important. You see basketball, those great players like Michael Jordan and these people, they practice so much. They go on and on and on and on. Those are the ones that beat the buzzer. It's about 1 or 2 seconds to the buzzer, and yet you give them the ball, they will hit it because they've practiced so much. It's become rhythm with them. A great teacher, Mike Murdoch, says something, that the secret of your future is hidden in your daily habits. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily habits. Show me what you do with your 24-hour day, and I'll multiply it with 365 and multiply it again by the years you have, and I'll show you where you are going in life. It's important. You will never change your life until you learn to change something that you do daily. I hope you are learning something. It's going to get better. Trust me, I've looked at it. I'm excited. I wish I could have 10 hours with you. I want you to become something that you've never been. There is a better version in you that is crying out for expression. And like a painter, I want to paint you out of the canvas. Beautiful. I'm going to give you 3 things that will help you today. Let's see who is in the house. My great apostle, my preaching prophet. God bless you. I returned your call, sir. God bless you. Isabella, how is Canada? I hope Brampton is good. Ransford, God bless you. Yes, the secret of your future is hidden in your daily habits. I like that. Yes. My apostle, great man, Reverend Edmond. Good to have you here. I hope Germany is doing very well. Thank you very much for being here. I'm really honored and humbled. Oyema Dansoa, God bless you. Kingsley, Richard Avega, today is your birthday. I announced to the whole world that today is your birthday. God bless you. Nana Kunedu Brefo from Canada, God richly bless you. Yes, Mark Pessima is saying, I really wish more people were tuning into this teaching. I really do. Honestly, it's true. And the other ones that I can, there's just even a foundation is going to get better. But let me give you 3 things, then I'll step out of your way. Number one, if you're going to be somebody who succeeds, remember the whole thing is one thing, and I'm going to break it down. From the next thing, I'm going to show how you can find your one thing, how you can do your one thing, how you can locate your one thing in life. But I don't want to go ahead of myself. Listen, number 1, you must have clearly defined daily disciplines. I'm waiting for you. Screenshot it. Write it down. Do something. You must have clearly defined daily. Listen, don't wake up in the morning before you begin to think about what to do. No. Successful people don't do that. Successful people are focused. They even the night before, they have planned. Granted that God will give us life, and that not just the alarm clock, but God will wake us up. A common denominator of successful people is a routine that is built on good daily habits. Very important. Athletes, professionals in any field, like lawyers, doctors, politicians, business people, musicians, great pastors who are the best in what they do, they have one thing in common. They have good habits. You don't determine your destiny. You determine your habits, and your habits determine your destiny. You don't determine your destiny. You determine your daily habits, and your habits will determine your destiny. Listen, up to 90% of everyday behavior is based on your habits. Yeah. Habits. Even our greatest example, our master, the carpenter from Galilee, he had predicted habits. I'll give you 3 of them. In Luke chapter 4 and verse 16, it says that he came to Nazareth where he had been brought up in his own home, and as his custom was, as his habit was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath, which means he had this habit to attend the house of worship. That is for those of you who go to the house of worship once a year. For those who attend the house of worship willy-nilly, the example, the one who gave the example, his custom, his habit, his routine was that he attended the house of worship. Luke 22:39. Coming out, he went to the Mount of Olives as he was accustomed, and his disciples followed him. He went to do something there. He went to pray on the Mount of Olives. The master prayed at certain places at certain times. It was a habit. It was a discipline. In fact, it was so disciplined that when the betrayer, Judas, wanted to betray him, if you look at John 18 and verse 1 and 2, especially verse 2, and Judas, who betrayed him, also knew the place, for Jesus often met there with his disciples. There was a place that Jesus always went, retreated with his disciples. There was some predictable, some routine about him. Listen, my friend, listen to this. I know you are gifted. I know you are talented. I know you are anointed. But I'm sorry to tell you this. I don't like to bear bad news, but let me tell you something. You cannot do 40 things on a daily basis very well. Simplify your life. Simplify your life, my friend. Simplify your life. Oh, I wish you could get me this scripture. I don't know if you can get it for me in the Good News Bible. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse number 20, is it 26 or 29? I really want, it just came to me. I really want to share it with you. Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Ecclesiastes, I like these books of wisdom. Maybe it's Ecclesiastes chapter 9, I'm not sure. Is it 9 or 10 or 12 or something? But just give me a little bit. I really want to find. Okay, Ecclesiastes 7. I'm sure it's 7. 7 and 29 from the Good News Bible. Please find it for me. I want you to look at this. Please look at this for me, my friend. Ecclesiastes, if you can get it. Other than that, let me read it. Let me read it from my. It says that God has truly. This only I have found that God has made man upright, but they have sought out many schemes. If you can't find it, let me try and get it here, unless you can find it for me. But the Good News, listen to what the Good News says. Please listen. The Good News translate the Good News Bible. Where's the Good News Bible? Good News Bible. Good News Bible. Good News Bible. Good News Bible. Let's see the Good News Bible. Listen to it. It says that this is all that I have learned. Please listen carefully. This is all that I have learned. God made us plain and simple, but we have made ourselves very complicated. God made us plain and simple, but we have made ourselves very complicated. How do you feel, my friend, when you have cleaned out your house and taken out the whole lot of junk and your room looks very airy and beautiful? We have made ourselves too many clothing, too many shoes, too many things around us, too much stuff, and we have made ourselves very complicated. Listen, guard your daily disciplines. Guard your daily disciplines. Every day, have clearly defined daily disciplines that you do not ordinarily compromise. Learn to be strong, but not impolite. Learn to be strong without being rude. Learn to be bold without being a bully. Ask yourself questions. What should I be doing on a daily basis? Please, I'm begging you. Ask yourself, what should I be doing on a daily basis? When you sit, even if you're on the right road, if you're on the right you're on the right route, and you sit at place, something will come and run over you. Keep moving. Keep moving. Do something. Have some things that guide you. Ask yourself, what should I be? What is consuming my time, but it's not taking me towards my destiny? Ask yourself. Who is in my boat that is continually distracting me? Every day that we talk, every day that we connect, they are talking about somebody, they are gossiping, they are spoiling my heart. My friend, destiny is individual. You are not getting any younger. You can feel my passion. You can feel my passion, my friend. So have clearly defined daily disciplines. Before you go to bed, write some things down. Type some things on your machine. Tomorrow, as God gives me life, I want to accomplish this. At the end of the day, I take things off. I did this, and at least done. Number two, let me go on. Pay the price for your routine. Pay the price for your routine. Because sticking to routine has a price, but it will bring you a prize. Sticking to your routine has a price. You pay a price. But once you pay the price, you get a prize. I travel a lot, especially through my hometown airport, Atlanta Airport. If you know, Atlanta Airport, ATL, Hartsfield-Jackson International, is the busiest airport in the world for takeoff and landings. It's the busiest in the world. For so many years, it's been number one. It used to compete with Chicago O'Hare, back and forth. And every time I've gone through the airport, something new is being done. I'll come there. But ATL, Atlanta Airport, every day, there are 2,700 daily arrivals and departures. 2,700. Think about it. 6 terminals, huge. Just the other day, about 3 weeks ago, I came from Rome, and we landed at Terminal E, and we had to go all the way to the international terminal to go through customs and immigration. It was like we worked for, like, God knows how. I aged just walking. The thing is huge. It's no joke. Over 260,000 passengers. 260, over 250,000 passengers fly through this airport daily. That is a logistical nightmare. But you know something? Things run so seamlessly. Why? Predictable routine. And one of them, continual upgrades. The last few times I've been through the airport very late in the night. You see them removing ceilings, fixing up new things. The next time you come, they've done different things. They are upgrading their systems. They are upgrading equipment. They are repairing runways. They are doing it. Listen, that is a price that you need to pay. Upgrade yourself continually. What brought you here may not take you over there. What worked yesterday may not work today necessarily. I remember many years ago, I used to pastor in the city of London, and I gathered a few of my leaders, some young guys, and I began to talk to them about the internet. I had gone to grad school in California, Fuller, and I've gone to learn. I got there, I was excited. The first assignment in our leadership class, Dr. Clinton, he gave us the assignment and he gave us the deadline, and he said, don't write it on paper and send it to me, email it to me. And I said to myself, what is email? I'm telling you the truth, I kid you not. Like, huh? So I had to consult one of my guys, and he said, Papa, this is it. We had to go look for a used laptop or some computer, a printer, all of these things, and he had to teach me. I had to set up an email account. I came back and I attempted to teach some of my guys. One of them just sat there looking at me like, this guy fell out of something. And you know what he said to me? He said, so Pastor, when you went to your school in California, is that all you went to learn and you brought back? That is what the guy asked me. I'm sorry I can say this because he's diseased, so he will not be offended. That's what he asked me. Upgrade. And I used to say it in our church and used to laugh. That learn how to, those days we didn't have all these touch screens and things, we used the mouse. You remember the mouse, our old-fashioned mouse. And I told them that, listen, a day may come in the UK that if you're going to look for a job, they will ask you, do you know how to use a mouse? And you're going to take a stick to go and kill a rodent. And they were laughing at me. But I know I lived way ahead. I used to tell them that I live way ahead. Listen, I live in the future. I'm only tolerating today. Upgrade. Pay the price. I've taken management courses. I go online. I buy apps, tax management apps that help me to organize my life. Please develop a daily to-do list. Remember, I'm talking to you about focus. Focus, my friend, focus. Your life is all over the place. You are all over the place. You are fascinated with everything. I can't wait for the next episode. I can't wait for the next. The stuff is too good. Today, mercifully, you have this smartphone, and it is smart. Don't let it be smarter than you. Smart, please. There's so many things that is there that can help you. You can take notes. You can capture information. As I put information out there, your smartphone, as you watch me, you can screenshot. You can do things that you can use later. Have it, a to-do list on a day. Listen, you can't have 40 things on a to-do list. You only have 24 hours. Let it be measurable. They talk about SMART goals. SMART is an acronym. I don't want to go there. But they must be they must be measurable. They must be realistic. It's important, my friend. I hope you can feel the passion. I want to get you somewhere. I want to make you somebody who they will pay you well for the upgrade in your life. That's the little bit that this ambassador of hope wants to do for you on Tuesdays. Have a daily to-do list. And by the way, as you write down your to-do list, there's another one I don't want you to write, but let it be mental. It is a not to-do list. I have a lot of not to-do lists in my head. I don't referee fights between adults who cannot sit down to work their matters out. As a pastor, sometimes I get people who are, God knows how old, and yet, mentally, they are very young, adolescents. And they want to drag you. Let me talk to a certain pastor. Listen, you are not a referee of fights, of people who refuse to grow. Don't be distracted. The apostles gave us a formula. We will give ourselves continually to prayer and to the ministry of the word. You are not a fireman. You are not an ambulance woman. You only show up right after people have broken. You are putting out fires all over the place. You will go nowhere. A time comes that you must look at people in the eye and tell them, if you don't grow, you can die. Other than that, my friend, they will tell you, oh, Pastor, we don't want to do everything. We know you are tired, but they want you to do their thing. You've got to be disciplined, my friend. You have to be disciplined. Have a system that helps you to manage yourself, manage your time. I think I've done self-management, time management a few weeks ago. So please remember, have clearly defined daily disciplines. Then pay the price for your routine and your discipline. Let me give you a last one. Who is here? God bless you, Prince. Yvonne, God bless you. Smart goals. Yes. It must be simple, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Thank you for teaching me, Yvonne. You are my teacher. Thank you very much. Aguzika, thank you so much. Wow. Eunice, God bless you. God bless you so much. God bless you. Yes, we are going somewhere. Nana Fiano say, pay now, play later, by Dr. Frank Ofosu-Appiah. My great apostle, Wale Babatunde, in the book of life. Good to see you here. Thank you very much. Now, let's see. Who do I have on my YouTube crowd? Sometimes, it looks like I'm shorting. Whoa, there's so many of you. Wow. My great apostle, Eric, God bless you, man of God. Sonia, my prophetess, God bless you. Hey, Rini, Ajoko, God bless you so much. Awode day, God bless you so much. Ella, you are all here. Hey, Eric Jesh, my main man. Eric Jesh, my main man. God bless you. Yes, you will be different. You will be different. All the way from Stockholm, Sweden. Maybe so, but God bless you so much. God richly bless you. Abna, God richly bless you so much. God bless you. I wanted to talk about your matter now, but it is well. Louisa, God bless you. Davina, God richly bless you. Now, let's go right ahead into business. The last one that I want to say it here. Learn to focus on your strengths. What I might say might be controversial, but it will help you. Learn to focus on your strengths. You see, human beings, we have been programmed in such a way that we focus more on the negative than the positive. A man did an experiment one day. He picked up a white sheet of paper like this. Big sheet of paper like this. Then he took a marker and put a very small dot, a little black dot at the corner. And then he showed them the paper again and said, what do you see? Naturally, 100% of the class, they saw the black dot. Nobody saw the plain white sheet that was bigger than the black dot. That is how our brains are wired. That is why somebody says something negative about you since 1942 and you still remember. They have apologized. They have said some great things about you, but it's only that negative thing. That is how our minds have been. Listen, God created you to succeed, but life wires you to fail. And many times we spend so much, our best time, our best energy on things and on people who cannot help us to succeed. We spend a lot of time, we spend a lot of energy on people who do nothing to help our success. Please, my friend, be wise. Life is short. Time is precious. Let me tell you something. You cannot be strong in everything. You cannot be perfect in everything. If you are not strong in a particular area, please don't feel guilty. Don't dissipate all your energy on it. I know my limitations because I'm a human being. And let me tell you something. And you better not judge me on that. Other than that, I'll come after you. One thing I don't know how to, I've tried in my head, is hard, is to dance. I don't have rhythm. That's how my father punished me. I don't have rhythm. When they are playing music, it looks like I'm playing a different rhythm in my head. I suffer just to dance. I'm not going to spend all my money to go to dance school. No. I can use it for something else. I can coordinate in other matters. It's very important that you understand that. So if you can't dance, don't go to ballet school. If you can't act, what are you going to do in accountancy school? If you can't sing, why are you joining the choir? And troubling yourself. By all means, spend all your money to go to take music lessons. If you don't have it, you don't have it. All you do is become average. And you know something? Nobody pays money to go and see average. Find the one big thing. We are going there next weekend. Find the one big thing you were born for. Listen, you were born for something. The one big thing that will make you extraordinary. Focus your time. Focus your energy there. Great men, great women who made waves in this life. They have a lot of weaknesses. But you know something? They never celebrated the weaknesses. They never invested in the weaknesses. They invested in their strengths and they compensated for the weakness. Do good things. Keep at it. Do it over and over and over and over. Let me put something on the screen for you about great people. Great people grow on a daily basis. They don't grow in a day. Keep at it. Work on your strength. Grow on a daily basis. Because let's say in your 24 hours that you get in a day, if you give 3 to 4 hours to what you are really good at, trust me, you'll be one of the greatest in your fields. I'm not talking about watching TikTok. I'm talking about what you are really good at. Be wise. Days will come when you may not feel inspired. Still show up. Still show up. Information is stronger than inspiration. We all wake up one day when we don't feel inspired. But know something, great people have learned to put inspiration where they belong. There are people, they always call in sick. One time I had to tell somebody, stop. I said, why are you always calling in sick? I said, listen, don't call in sick again. Crawl in sick. Get in there, get up, show up. So from today, my friend, develop the power of routine in your life. Your life will begin to change when something you do in your daily life begins to change. Stop chasing fantasies, especially young ones who are listening to me. Stop unnecessary hangouts with people that just dissipate your time and your energy. Stop all the unnecessary talk, long chats. Find your one thing. And I'm going to teach you. Focus on it. Give yourself to it. Oh yes, it may be rough. Oh yes, it may be hard. But you know something about the postage stamp? It sticks on the envelope until it gets to its destination. Stick to it until you get there. So again, have clearly defined daily disciplines. Stick to it every day. A to-do list must be known for something. It's a routine. It's a routine. It's a routine. Wax on, wax off. Number 2, pay the price. Everything comes with a price. You pay now, you play later. You play now, you pay. Everybody pays. Which end would you pay? The front end or the back end? Pay. It's important. Remember, if you can go back to some of my series when I talked about live well and live well, I'm putting it into a book. It will come out on the manuscript stage. Live well and live well. Live well and live well. Sometimes I see 80-something-year-old people, trying to make ends meet. My heart bleeds. Especially in the nation of America where there's so much opportunity. Do it today so you can play later. Pay the price. There's always a price. Who for the joy that was set before him. Then learn to focus on your strength. There's something that God has given to you. There's something that you are good at. If you don't have it, you don't have it. You may learn it, but you struggle. My name is Ofosu-Appiah, your ambassador. Before you go, let me remind you, ISI is coming up. I want to pray for you, but ISI is coming up. Don't go. ISI is coming up July 19th to the 23rd. Next 2 months, July, our flagship conference. Great minds are coming. It's going to be epic. Dr. Sam Chan, Dr. Courtney McBell, Dr. Mensah Otabil, Yana Akon, Ofosu-Appiah, all kinds of people are coming. It's going to be a time of training. Leaders, listen, invest in yourself. Invest in your team. Help people come over. Fellowship. You make some connections. Some people have become friends for life. They are helping each other. Pulpits, business, everything. I am not a king, but I'm a kingmaker. I want to help you. This is our 19th year. It's going to be epic. Hands-on. We are going to teach sessions on serving the vision. We are going to teach sessions on using media for global ministry. We're going to do sessions with kids of influence. All of these things are there. You don't want to miss it. God richly bless you. I love you. I hope you've learned something today. Remember episode 95, your one thing. Next week, I'm going to another thing. On that one big thing. How you can find it. How you can work it. How you can develop it. And how you can be it. Have a good evening. I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. My name again, Ofosu-Appiah, your ambassador of hope. Good night.